Hello and how are you? My name is Mohindo Mubarak and I'm going to be your tutor. In this video we're going to look at HTML elements. So we'll begin by defining and understand what is meant by HTML elements. Then we'll go into the practical example. A HTML element is defined by a start tag, then you add some content, and then you close it with an end tag. So the HTML element is everything from the start tag to the end tag. So the makeup of the whole content, the beginning tag and the content at the end of the until the closing tag, that whole thing we call it an element. So here's an example of HTML element. We begin with the start tag, and then we put there some content, and then we close it with the what? With an end tag. So this is how we open a start tag, and then we put here some content, and then we put the tag name that closes this tag. So the whole of this thing is the one that we call HTML element. So here's an example, or here are some examples of HTML element. For example, you can write h1 and then you open it with less than sign, greater than, and you close it with a greater than sign, and you give this what? Tag a name, and then you put the content there, and then you close it like this. So to close it, you just put the less than sign and the forward slash, and then you give the name that you used to open it, and then the greater than sign, and then everything that is inside here is what will be the content for this tag. So the whole of this is what we call an HTML element. Here's an example of another HTML element. Okay, so we have other type of HTML elements, which is the nested HTML element. A HTML element can be nested. It means that elements that can contain other elements are the one that we call the nested elements. So in simple terms, anything that can contain another thing is one that we call what? You can call a nested. So if a tag has ability to, or if a tag is contained into another tag, that is what we'll call a what? A HTML element. All HTML document consists of nested HTML elements. And the following example contain 4 HTML elements. For example, you can see here we're having this HTML element, and then the body, and then the h1 tag, so, and the p tag. So all these are what? Are 4 different HTML elements. So in the video that we'll use to practice, okay, in the practical example, I'll show you how we can nest these elements. So with that simple introduction, then let's go to our practicals and we see what we've learned. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open my browser here. I'm in my text editor, which is called VS Code. I hope you can also as well open it. Previously we created this file, and we just drag and drop the file alone here. But here we're going to create a what, and now we're going to see how we can drag and drop the whole folder that we are working with, and then we use it from the text editor itself. So to do that, you can just simply click on this Explorer icon here, and then you say Open Folder. Or you can open the folder that you created, and then you drag and drop it here. So I'm just going to click here, Open Folder, and when I open folder, you know the work that we are doing is saved on desktop. So I'll click on desktop, and this is the HTML folder that I want. So I click on it only one time, okay, only one time, and then say Select Folder. So by doing that, this text editor, it will help me to organize all my files here in a way that I don't want again to go to the File Explorer to create the file by myself. Everything that I write, it will be automatically be saved. It will automatically be saved here. So now let us create a what? Let us create another file. Okay. So when you write here a file, of course, it will be originally saved in the folder, but you can access it from here. For example, if I click here, you see the file that we did at first. I hope you have understood that. So let us create another file. Okay. So you can simply just click on this plus, or you can simply right click here and say new file. So this is going to be 4, and then HTML. It's HTML what? HTML elements dot HTML. Okay, so see, I put underscores because it's not advised to leave spaces in HTML elements, in HTML links. So you see, it is 4, and then I put HTML elements and then dot HTML. So I press enter so that I can have my file there. So I mean that this file, even though it is reflected here, but the reality is, if we go to our folder, which is this one, you'll find the file it has been created. So that one will save us. So if I come here desktop, come to HTML, you see the file has been physically created here. So that one will save us to going this side and the other side to create the content. To create this HTML, to create these files. So what we do, we open the whole folder within the text editor. So we proceed to the real business. You're going to look at the example of HTML elements. So to create a HTML element, as we said, we always begin with a tag. But before we begin with the tag, let us create a basic HTML structure. So that is the one that we'll be following. So I'm going to go here in the previous file, and then I'm going to create a basic structure. So to create a basic structure, I'm going to grab here everything, and then I'm going to create a basic structure of HTML element. So what we do, all HTML file, they begin with the less than sign, and then the exclamation sign, and then doc type. Okay, like that. You write the word doc and then type. Okay, and then you put space and then put HTML, and then you close it. Okay, and save. So every HTML element will begin with this. So this one declares to the browser that everything that we're going to write now is a HTML element. So by doing like that, another thing that you write is now the HTML itself, which is HTML, like that. So if you press enter, this VS Code Studio, it will help you to do to close the tag. Okay, so we may not need even to worry about closing the tag. Okay, so there it is. So we begin with that, and then this, and then after we put the body. So I write body like this, and then press enter. So this is a simple structure, or a structure of a valid HTML file. So every example that we'll be using, that we'll be looking at, will be coming here and copy this structure and then use it, other than repeating ourselves. Okay, so I'm going to save and copy it, and then come to this new file that we just created, and then paste it here. You see, these files are arranged here in a way that I can even close this one. Okay, so after doing that, I want to increase the font size. Okay, up there I can see clearly. Okay, so let us put here now our first HTML element. We said that you can as well just write as a H1 tag by just simply open the bracket like this. The curl bracket, and then put H1 like this, and then you close it, or by putting the greater sign. So the advantage of using text editor, it will help you to do to close it for you. Or also in another way, if you want to write the whole thing by yourself, you can just simply write H1. Okay, H1, then press enter, and then you'll be able to do to get the tag. Okay, so for example, I can say this is my first heading. Okay, so it means that this is your first heading. Okay, then I save, press Ctrl S. Then you're going to switch to the browser to see how it looks like. So to switch to the browser, I'll just simply come, and there's no open in browser here. I don't think it is there. Okay, just press Alt and enter until you find your browser. Okay, so I'll switch to the browser, see how it looks like. This is my browser, but the file is not open, right? The file is not opened. So what I'm going to do, you can press Ctrl and O. Okay, press Ctrl and hold it. Ctrl, hold it, and then press O. And then by doing that, you'll be able to open a certain file. So I click on HTML, and I open this file that I just created. Okay, the second one. So if I do like that, the browser will help me to show me what will really be shown in a browser when this file is produced. Okay, so you see, this is the same file, but this is how it looks like. Okay, So that's how we create a what tag. So let's create another element. So to create another element, you can just simply come here. So if you want to know how to switch from one tab to, from one window to another, press Alt and hold it and then the tab key. Then you'll be able to switch from one window to another. Alt, hold it, you just hold and then press the tab key. Okay. So I come here and write maybe a P tag like that. You see how I write it? Just write P, then the VS Code will suggest for you, press enter. Or if you cannot do that, then you can write it manually by writing a less than sign, write P and then a greater than sign. It will do the same thing for you. So I can say this is my simple paragraph. Then remember to save, Ctrl S, then switch to the other browser and then refresh. You can see this is my simple paragraph. Okay, so so this single thing, this one is what you call an HTML element, and then the whole thing, these are nested. So you see this one is inside this, so we call that one a nested tag. Okay, so this is a nested tag. This is a single element and this is a nested HTML tag element. This is a nested HTML element, but this is just an HTML single element. So I hope you have understood and practiced this. If you have, then that's great. Let us meet in the next video where I'm going to go a little bit deeper in HTML. Thank you for watching.